You ever look in the mirror and feel like you're stuck? Like no matter how hard you try, something inside keeps pulling you back to the same place, same habits, same fear, same cycle. Let me tell you something. That's not who you are. That's who you've trained yourself to be. See, we talk a lot about success out there, money, titles, status, but we don't talk enough about the machinery in here, the mind, the brain. That's where the real war is fought. And if you don't win up here, you won't win out there. Science will tell you this. Your brain is plastic, not like a toy, but like clay it can be molded. It's constantly rewiring itself. Every thought, every habit, every reaction is reinforcing a pathway. So if you're always thinking you're not good enough, guess what? That becomes the highway your mind drives down every single day. Before you even realize it, self-doubt becomes your GPS. But you got the power to change the route. That's what rewiring is, and it starts with awareness. You can't change what you don't confront, and you can't confront what you don't acknowledge. Back when I was young, there was a time when I didn't think I'd make it. I didn't think I had what it took. I had all this energy, all this emotion, and nowhere to put it. But one day I stopped and I realized I wasn't trapped. I was undisciplined. I wasn't broken. I was untrained. I had let fear and chaos run my system. So I started feeding my mind something different. Books, faith, focused habits. I started waking up earlier, not because I liked it, but because I needed to become the kind of man I said I wanted to be. The brain doesn't change because you wish it. It changes because you work it. Just like muscles, you show up every day. You push, you repeat. You sweat, and little by little, your wiring starts to shift. So when people say you've changed, you tell them that was the point. This ain't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be, once the fear, the noise, and the lies fall away. Every time you say no to the old you and yes to the better you, you're rewiring. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're building a new path, and eventually, that new path becomes your natural way of living. That's not magic, that's work, that's not hype, that's truth. And if you do it long enough, consistently enough, your mind stops resisting and starts believing. Believing that maybe, just maybe, you were made for more all along. Let me tell you something about faith. I'm not talking about blind hope. I'm not talking about wishful thinking. I'm talking about a deep, unwavering belief in something bigger than your circumstances. Bigger than your doubts. Bigger than the moment you're standing in. See, you can have all the talent in the world. You can have the education, the connections, the resources. But if you don't believe, if you don't have faith, you'll never activate what's inside of you. Faith is the foundation, it's the fuel. It's what keeps you going when everything around you tells you to stop. I remember when I was first starting out in this business, there were days I didn't book the job. Days I heard no more times than I heard my own name. I could feel the weight of every failure stacking up on my back. And yet, somewhere deep in me, there was this whisper that said, keep going, this ain't it, this ain't the end of your story. That voice. That was faith. Now listen. Faith without focus is like driving with no destination. You're moving, but you ain't going nowhere. You got to focus your faith. You got to aim it. You got to be intentional. Because energy without direction is wasted. We live in a noisy world. Everybody's distracted. Everybody wants to do 100 things at once, and they wonder why nothing sticks. But if you want to rewire your mind for success, if you want to really make change, you've got to cut out the noise and get clear on what matters. Faith says, I believe it's possible. Focus says, now here's what I'm going to do about it. When you put those two together, now you're dangerous. Now you're moving different. That means saying no to what doesn't serve you. Even when it's tempting. That means keeping your eyes on your own paper, not watching what everybody else is doing on social media. That means putting your head down and building, even when it's quiet, even when no one's clapping. Let me break it to you, there will be seasons where no one sees you, no applause, no recognition, just you and the work. And that's okay. That's where real focus lives. That's where greatness grows. I've prayed in silence more than I've performed in public. I've prepared in the dark more than I've shined in the light. But that faith, that vision, it never left me. It kept me focused. It kept me steady. It gave my effort direction. So if you're sitting there wondering when it's going to happen for you, stop asking when and start asking how am I preparing for it? Because faith without preparation is fantasy. But faith with focus, that's fire. Don't just believe in your dream. Focus on becoming the person worthy of that dream. Do the work every day, whether you feel like it or not. Because one day, when the lights finally hit you, when the moment comes, you won't just show up. You'll be ready. Now we've talked about belief. We've talked about vision. But understand this. None of that means a thing without habit. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your habits. It's what you do in the dark, when no one's watching, that determines who you'll be in the light. I don't care how big your goals are. If your habits don't match, you're running in circles. You can't build a mansion on a cracked foundation. And most people don't fail because they lack desire. They fail because they never mastered the discipline. Let me walk you through 10 habits that don't just make you better. They rewire your brain. They reprogram your thinking, your focus, your instincts. This isn't fluff. This is neuroscience. This is muscle memory. This is spiritual alignment. It starts the moment you wake up. That first hour of your day. That's your runway. That's where your day takes off or crashes before it even begins. So stop hitting snooze. Stop reaching for your phone. Sit in stillness. Talk to God. Talk to yourself. Set your intention. Own your morning. Because if you don't, the world will own it for you. Then comes gratitude. You think it's soft. Nah, it's power. When you train your mind to look for what's right, you start seeing opportunity instead of obstacles. Start your day by writing down 3 things you're grateful for, big or small. It flips your brain from survival mode into creative mode, from panic to purpose. Now close your eyes and see it. Visualization is more than imagination. It's rehearsal. Champions rehearse their victory long before they step into the ring. If you can see it, you can move toward it. That's how the mind works. You give it a vision, and it starts looking for ways to make it real. Next, educate yourself. Every single day, read a page, listen to a podcast, study somebody better than you. Don't just learn to pass the time. Learn to elevate. Because if you're not learning, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying slowly in place. Move your body. I'm serious. I don't care if it's the gym, the track, or your living room. Your body holds energy. When you move, you release. When you sweat, you strengthen. Don't underestimate what 30 minutes of movement can do for your focus, your stress, your confidence. Now listen closely to how you talk to yourself. Words are power. Don't speak death over your dreams. No more I can't. No more I'm not good enough. Replace it with I'm learning. I'm getting better. I'm not there yet, but I'm coming. That shift alone can rewire a lifetime of doubt. And look around you. Who are you spending time with? Are they building you or breaking you? Lifting you or draining you? Energy is contagious. Surround yourself with people who challenge your excuses, not just your achievements. People who hold you higher than your comfort zone. At night, before you close your eyes, reflect. Don't just crash into bed. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? What did I do well? Where did I slip? That's how you stay honest. That's how you improve. Every day becomes a classroom when you take time to review the lesson. Now hear me on this one. Make serving others a habit. This world will try to convince you that success is a solo mission. That it's all about climbing to the top. But real fulfillment, that comes when you lift someone else while you rise. When you make someone's load a little lighter. That's impact, that's legacy, and the last one. The most important, take action, not perfect action. Imperfect action. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a 10-step plan. Just start, just move. Success doesn't wait for the ready. It rewards the willing. You stumble, you learn. You fall, you get up. That's how progress works. These 10 habits, practiced consistently, become more than routines. They become who you are. They build a version of you that's locked in, grounded, and laser-focused. A version that doesn't flinch under pressure. That doesn't fold when it gets hard. Because when your habits are aligned with your purpose, you become unstoppable. Everybody wants to succeed. Everybody wants to win. But nobody wants to struggle. Nobody wants to wrestle with the hard parts. But here's the truth that most folks won't tell you. The struggle is not the obstacle. It is the way. I know what it feels like to be in the valley. I know what it means to be broke, to be tired, to question everything. You start thinking, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not enough. And I've been there, sitting in the silence, wondering why the world ain't opening doors for me. Praying and pacing, trying to figure out what God was doing with all this pain. But hear me, every single struggle, every setback, every sleepless night, that was part of the training. It was molding me, not punishing me. The struggle was building something in me that comfort never could. You don't grow on the mountaintop. You grow in the valley, in the tension, in the resistance, in the silence where you either give up or you get up. Pressure is what reveals the cracks. It shows you what you need to fix, what you need to face, what you need to let go of. You think a diamond becomes a diamond in ease. No, it takes heat. It takes pressure. It takes time, and some of y'all want to shine, but you don't want the process. I remember early in my career, there was a role I wanted badly. I prepared, I prayed, I gave it everything, didn't get it. I was crushed, but what I didn't see then was that God wasn't denying me. He was developing me. He wasn't saying no. He was saying not yet, because I wasn't ready for that role, not just as an actor, but as a man. The struggle taught me how to show up even when nobody clapped. It taught me how to work in silence, how to keep my head down and grind. It taught me humility. It taught me hunger, and more than anything else, it taught me that if it's worth having, it's worth fighting for. See, everybody wants success to come quick. But quick success fades. It's the long road, the hard road, the gritty road that builds the kind of success that lasts, the kind that means something. Struggle is a mirror. It shows you who you really are, and it's also a map, guiding you to who you're becoming. Don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't curse it. Learn from it. Lean into it. Because one day you're going to look back on this chapter, the tears, the hustle, the doubt, and you'll realize that was the moment I became who I was meant to be. The struggle didn't break me. The struggle built me. Let me speak to you directly now, you, the one sitting there with that fire in your heart and that voice in your head saying, not yet. Maybe later, maybe when I'm ready. Let me tell you something that might just change your life. There is no perfect time. There is only now. See, life is not waiting on you. Opportunities are not standing still. The clock is ticking whether you move or not. So if you're waiting for permission, waiting for everything to line up, waiting until you feel confident, qualified, or comfortable, you'll be waiting forever. You think successful people started when everything was easy, when everything made sense. No, they started in the mess, in the middle of fear, in the middle of doubt, but they moved anyway, they acted anyway. And that's what separates them, not talent, not luck, not money, just one word, decision. At some point, you've got to decide that the life you're dreaming about is worth the risk, that your calling is louder than your excuses, that your future deserves more than your fear. And I get it, fear is real, fear of failing, fear of what people will say, fear that you're not enough. But let me ask you this, what's scarier, failing, or waking up 10 years from now realizing you never tried, that you played small because it was safe? Your destiny is not behind you, it's ahead of you, but it can only meet you at the level of your courage. You've been asking God for a sign. This is it, this moment, these words, this breath. This is your sign. Your time is not someday. It's now. That dream, start it. That book, write it. That business, build it. That healing, begin it. That version of yourself you've been putting off, become it. And don't wait for the crowd to believe in you. Don't wait for the applause. You walk like you're already there. You act like you already belong, because confidence isn't found in the spotlight. It's forged in the shadows, in the grind, in the quiet choices that nobody sees. You've got everything you need already inside you. It may not look like much from the outside, but I promise you, the seed is in there. Now it's time to water it with discipline, with faith, with action, not tomorrow, not next week, right now, this minute. This breath, because your time isn't coming. Your time is so now. You've heard the truth, not the sugar-coated version, not the fairy tale, but the real story. The one where success isn't some accident, some lottery ticket, some overnight miracle. It's a process, it's a battle, it's a decision you make every single day. You've learned that rewiring your brain doesn't happen in a moment. It happens in the mundane, in the morning routines, in the habits you choose, in the conversations you have with yourself when no one's around to hear them. You've seen how faith and focus will carry you through storms you thought would break you. How your struggles aren't signs that you've failed. They're signs that you're in it. That you're being forged, sharpened, strengthened. You've been given tools, 10 habits, 10 daily decisions that can change your path if you choose them, not once, but over and over again. And now the moment is here. Not in theory, not in your head, not in the distant future, here, right now. You can walk out of this room and forget everything I've said. That's easy. That's what most people do. Or you can walk out of here and change. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Because the version of you that's been playing small, they've done their job, but their time is up. It's time to upgrade your mindset. Time to elevate your standard. Time to silence every lie that ever told you can't, and replace it with a voice that says, "Watch me." Because success isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about being the most consistent, the most disciplined, the most committed to growth when no one's clapping, when no one's watching. That's who you're becoming, so stand up, step in, own your story, embrace the grind, trust the process. And above all, don't wait. Your future is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice, and now it's up to you. Go out there and rewire that brain, because the world doesn't need another copy. It needs you. Fully awake, fully alive, fully locked in. This is your time. This is your moment, and it starts now.